on Sports Central tonight. Final battle. The Colombo Cricket Club and the Bloomfield SCs face off each other in the final of the Under-23 Interclub two-day encounter which got underway today at the SSC grounds in Colombo. 5 to the bag. The Trinbago Knight Riders showcased some amazing bowling against the Guyana Amazon Warriors in the final of the 2025 edition of the Caribbean Premier League. With the Warriors also scaring the Knight Riders a bit in the chase, they somehow managed to seal the 5th title in the franchise.
They say that age is just a number. The older men of the CPL have become the golden men of Republic Bank CPL 2025.
Caribbean Premier League champions DKR.
2025 Ballon d'Or. Ousmane Dembele is named the world best player of the season as he claims the Ballon d'Or, while Barcelona's Aitana Bonmati claims the women's award at the iconic event in Paris. And Horner departs. One of the most long-serving and successful team principals in the circuit, Christian Horner, is officially leaving Red Bull after being ousted in July, with British media reporting an £80 million settlement.
From Studio 24C, this is Sports Central. And now, here's Vinut Varnasurya.
Hello and welcome to Other Than Sports Central. As always, we have a lot of sporting action to bring to you, and we start off today's bulletin with some breaking news. Iconic former cricket umpire Dickie Biord has died at the age of 92. Biord, whose first-class playing career was cut short by injury, became one of the most famous umpires in the game. He officiated in 66 Test matches and 76 One-Day Internationals, including 3 World Cup finals between 1973 and 1996. Bird's home county, Yorkshire, whom he played for and served as president, described him as a national treasure known not only for his umpiring excellence but also for his eccentricities and warmth. A right-hand batter, Biord began his playing career at Yorkshire and moved to Leicestershire later. He played 93 first-class matches and scored 2 centuries. But more than his cricket playing career, he will be remembered for his career as an umpire. The finals of the Interclub Under-23 two-day tournament between Bloomfield and Colombo Cricket Club began at the SSC grounds in Colombo today. Here, Bloomfield invited CCC to bat first after winning the toss. Two of the prominent powerhouses in Sri Lankan domestic cricket, Colombo Cricket Club and Bloomfield, are meeting in the final of this year's Interclub Under-23 two-day tournament. Having won the toss, Bloomfield invited Colombo Cricket Club to take the first lease of the wicket here at the SSC. CCC top-order batters could not last long as they slumped to 41 for 2 in 8 overs. Pawan Ratnayaka made 12 only. At one stage, CCC was struggling at 117 for 5 wickets. Then skipper Anjala Bandara and Inuka Karanagoda resurrected the innings with a superb 6-wicket stand of 160 runs. Karanagoda scored 56 runs. At stumps on day 1, CCC were on 276 for the loss of 6 wickets in their first innings. Skipper Bandara was unbeaten on 115. The Sri Lanka Amateur Golf Championship organised by Sri Lanka Golf got underway in Colombo today. The Royal Colombo Golf Course is hosting the 134th Sri Lankan Amateur Golf Championship. It will be held for 6 days. The organiser Sri Lanka Golf said Sri Lanka Women's Stroke Play Golf Championship is also held to coincide the Sri Lankan Amateur Golf Championship. National champions from Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan and India are also taking part in this tournament. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka National Amateur Champion Jevan Sathasium and Women's Amateur and Stroke Play Champion Kaya Daluwatta are also taking part this time. Meanwhile, the governing body of the Global Netball Affairs, the World Netball, has withdrawn the participation of Sri Lanka in the Netball World Youth Cup 2025. In a media communique, the World Netball said that Sri Lanka has been unable to come to Gibraltar, where the global event is held, due to unresolved matters. The scheduled pool games of the competition, where Sri Lanka was due to play, will be treated as fortified fixtures, as the opposition will be awarded with 2 points in line with the competition regulations. World Netball says it recognizes the disappointment this outcome will bring to the team and fans and remains committed to supporting Sri Lanka's ongoing involvement in international netball. It was reported that Sri Lanka youth team was to leave the country to reach Gibraltar via the UK on the 18th, and however their visa applications had been submitted on the 15th, causing delays to get the visas. India beat Pakistan in an enthralling South Asian Football Federation Under-17 Championship clash at Colombo Racecourse Stadium last evening. The final scoreline was 3-2.
After evenly poised opening half-hour in the South Asian Football Federation Under-17 Championship match, India took the lead in the 31st minute with their first goal. Pakistan came back strongly and secured the equaliser 2 minutes before half-time. At the half-time, the scores were levelled at 1-1. Meanwhile, in the second half, India scored 2 more goals while Pakistan could only score 1 goal. Eventually, the Indian youths won the game 3-2. Meanwhile, in the second game of the evening, Bhutan defeated the Maldives 1-0. The semi-finals of the year's South Asian Football Federation Under-17 Championship will be held on Thursday at the Racecourse grounds. India will take on Group A runners-up Nepal, while Pakistan will meet Group A winners Bangladesh in the semis.
We are heading into a quick commercial break, but don't go far. Plenty more sporting action coming right after this. You are watching Other Derana Sports Central. Welcome back to Other Derana Sports Central. We have the final updates from the Caribbean Premier League. Akil Hossain took 2 big wickets to help restrict Guyana Amazon Warriors to 130 and then scored a quick and unbeaten 16 off 7 balls in the dying moments of a tense chase to lift Trinbago Knight Riders to their 5th CPL title. Once Amazon Warriors opted to bat, Russell struck in the first over by having Quentin Sampson caught for a duck, but Ben McDermott countered soon after. He went for a 4-6-4 off Hossain to end the 4th over, even as Shea Hope took his time at the other end.
He's gone straight up. Use of the feet. Don't think he's got out the exact middle, but he has gone enough. 2 fielders deep.
Saurabh Netravalkar entered the 38-run stand in the last over of the power play when McDermott found the fielder at deep mid-wicket to depart for 28 off 17 balls, which began a collapse of 4 for 24. Hossain bowled Hope for 12 off 19, Usman Tariq cleaned Moeen Ali up for 10, and Hossain got his second wicket by having Shimron Hetmeyer find long on for 4.
Yeah, trouble now.
But Iftikhar Dwayne Pretorius and Romario Shepherd doubled Amazon Warriors' score in the last 8 overs.
Yes. Republic Bank maximum.
These types of players. Is that a sign? Is that a sign of what's to come? Finally, Warrior Nation have come alive. It is wide and it is wicket. How well has he hit that? Very well. It's the first time.
However, with some attacking bowling from the Knight Riders, Warriors ended on 130 for 8 in the allotted 20 overs.
Every time Kyron Pollard has taken a catch. Leg side. Saurabh Netravalkar, you have been outstanding.
Halfway into the 3rd over of TKR's chase, it looked like the target was too little to challenge Colin Munro, who hammered 3 fours in a 22-run second over that saw 5 wides from Shepherd. Pretorius, however, dismissed Munro next over to check TKR's progress. TKR captain Nicholas Pooran huffed and puffed to 1 off 8 balls before finding mid-off, and TKR were 55 for the loss of 3 after 8 overs, with Darren Bravo being trampled LBW by Tahir. The twists and turns continued when Shama Joseph had Narayan caught on mid-off for 22 and Pollard hit back by launching Tahir for 3 sixes in the 14th over to make the equation a lot more comfortable at 22 required off 36.
This will be, yes, the X factor.
But Tahir gave TKR another scare. He bowled Pollard with a googly and had Russell caught at slip first ball.
Here he's off. Has he done enough? Great catch from Moeen Ali, and Tahir is off again.
When Josephs took off the return catch of Hales in the 17th over, Amazon Warriors believed a miracle was coming. But Hossain washed away all their hopes with the match-winning cameos.
Of a 5th championship.
Just 2 to go.
They say that age is just a number. The older men of the CPL have become the golden men of Republic Bank CPL 2025. Puran, Pollard, Dwayne Bravo, with little guile, skill and experience, have outmaneuvered everyone on their way to their 5th Republic Bank CPL title.
South Africa's Quinton de Kock has reversed his retirement from one-day international cricket and been picked in both white ball squads for tour of Pakistan. The wicketkeeper batter, who is 32, quit the international 50-over format after the 2023 World Cup, having scored 6,770 runs across 155 matches, including 21 centuries. De Kock had not retired from T20 internationals, but his last game in that format for South Africa was the 2024 T20 World Cup final defeat to India, and at the end of a tournament in which he was the priority's leading run scorer. South Africa coach Shukri Conrad said that Quinton's return to the white ball space is a major boost for them. The South African side will play Pakistan in 2 Tests, 3 T20s and 3 ODIs between the 12th of October and the 8th of November. He added that when they spoke last month about his future, it was clear that he still has a strong ambition to represent his country. Conrad stated that everyone knows the quality he brings to the side, and having him back can only benefit the team. De Kock has played in franchise T20 leagues of late, including the Indian Premier League and the Caribbean Premier League. The left-hander had hinted when retiring from ODI cricket that he could be tempted back to the 2027 50-over World Cup in his homeland, saying at the time, "At this point, I don't foresee it happening, but you never know, strange things happen in life."
Ouch.
Rubbing salt into the wounds is Quinton de Kock, and he gets to 100 in some style. His 19th ODI 100, 3rd versus Australia. How about that back-to-back World Cup 100?
Ousmane Dembele was named the world best player of the season as he claimed the Ballon d'Or on a night of triumph for his Paris Saint-Germain club, while Barcelona's Aitana Bonmati, a serial trophy winner, claimed the women's award yesterday.
Dembele.
The 28-year-old France forward Dembele, who needed time and the guidance of PSG coach Luis Enrique to fulfill his potential as he inspired the capital club to their first Champions League title last season, became the 6th French player to lift the award and the first since Karim Benzema in 2022. He beat Spain and Barcelona forward Lamine Yamal, with his PSG teammate Vitinha taking 3rd place. Dembele's prize was one of several for PSG, who won the treble of Champions League, Ligue 1 and the French Cup last season, as well as the UEFA Super Cup this year.
And the winner is
Paris Saint-Germain.
PSG.
The French champions were named Team of the Season. Luis Enrique was voted Best Coach, and Gianluigi Donnarumma, who left for Manchester City in the close season, was recognised as top goalkeeper with the Yassin Trophy.
Gianluigi Donnarumma.
Congratulations to both of them.
The men's Johan Cruyff Trophy goes to Luis Enrique.
The 2025 Ballon d'Or from football goes to Aitana Bonmati.
Spain's Bonmati, the Champions League Player of the Season, won the Women's Ballon d'Or for the 3rd time in a row, while England's Dutch manager Sarina Wiegman was honoured as Women's Coach of the Year after leading her side to the European title.
Sabrina Wiegman.
Visa will end its 3-decade NFL sponsorship run when its contract expires in March next year, opting to instead to invest in team, player and creator partnerships that it says better align with its marketing strategy. Now, this was stated by Visa's Chief Marketing Officer, Frank Cooper.
Rival American Express will take over the NFL's credit and payment card sponsorship category in a deal worth about $910 million over 7 years, according to sources. However, an Amex spokesperson declined to comment. Cooper declined to comment on the reported terms of the Amex deal and did not say whether Visa had been offered the same terms for renewal. But he said inflation in sports rights costs across major properties was forcing tougher choices. He added that Visa instead intends to expand its NFL footprint through individual clubs and talent, reviewing a deal with the San Francisco 49ers and adding to its current roster of 8 teams. The company plans to lean less on traditional sponsorship assets such as hospitality, logo placement, and in-broadcast advertising, and more on original content, alternative media, creators, and live events that add value to the fan experience. The shift comes as Visa prepares for a 3-year global sports cycle anchored by events where it holds top-tier rights: the FIFA Men's World Cup in North America in 2026, the Women's World Cup in Brazil in 2027, and the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic and Paralympic Games. Visa is a long-time global partner of FIFA and the IOC. Cooper said next year's World Cup, expanded to 48 teams across 16 cities, will be the biggest ever and a cultural focal point in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Visa's NFL contract runs through the end of the current 2025-26 season.
Time for another quick commercial break. More sporting action right after this. You are watching under Derana Sports Central. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Other Than Sports Central. We are moving to the Formula One circuit now. Former Formula One team boss Christian Horner is officially left Red Bull yesterday after being ousted in July, with the British media reporting an £80 million settlement.
A Red Bull statement on the team website announced the 51-year-old's formal departure but did not mention any financial terms. Horner, one of the sport's most successful team principals, was removed from his position at Milton Keynes by the Austrian energy drink company on the 9th of July after 20 years at the helm. The Briton, who was replaced by Lothar Mekies, had remained an employee technically despite being released from his operational duties with the team. The Daily Mail and Times newspapers both reported he had left with an £80 million package, less than he would have received had he served out his contract to 2030, and would be in a position to return to Formula One next year. Media reports have said that Horner, who had been cleared of allegations of misconduct by a female employee at Red Bull, could take a stake in another team if he does make a comeback. Horner said in a statement that he is incredibly proud of what they achieved as a team, breaking records and reaching heights no one would ever believe were possible, and he will forever carry that with him. There was no immediate comment about his future plans. Red Bull have won the last 2 races, including Sunday's in Azerbaijan, with 4 times world champion Max Verstappen dominant from pole position.
Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton said he would apologize to Ferrari teammate Charles Leclerc after he failed to hand back a place in Sunday's Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The 7-time Formula One world champion finished 8th and Leclerc 9th in the race in Baku. After Leclerc had let Hamilton go past on fresher tyres to try and catch cars ahead, Ferrari asked them to swap back on the final lap, but the positions ultimately remained the same. Hamilton, who started 12th, said he got the message late on when he was still focused on trying to catch McLaren's Lando Norris. He explained that basically he did lift on the straight and actually did brake, but Leclerc missed it by 4 tenths. He added that it was a misjudgment by himself and he will apologize to Charles. Team boss Fred Vasseur said that Hamilton appeared to have misjudged the position of start-finish line, while Leclerc indicated that he was not too fast. Charles Leclerc explained that for P8 or P9 it was not going to be a big talking point and that he did not really mind. He added that such matters were usually agreed between them according to the general rules of how they wanted to work whenever there was a swap, but on this occasion it had to happen and that was fine. He stressed it was not as though he would have been much happier finishing in P8.
I think our car is struggling whenever it's cool.
Moving to tennis now, a tenacious Iga Swiatek battled back from the brink of defeat to capture the Korea Open title, surviving a fight in the first set before taming Russian Ekaterina Alexandrova 1-6, 7-6 and 7-5.
Swiatek, who cruised through her first 3 matches in Seoul, looked out of sorts in the opening 2 sets, committing several double faults and sending many shots flying long and wide. However, the world number 2 ironed out the errors and got a handle on her opponent's game, wrapping up victory after more than 2.5 hours. It was the Pole's 3rd trophy of the year, adding to her triumphs at Wimbledon and the Cincinnati Open. Alexandrova, who won the Korea Open in 2022, took advantage of her opponent's early struggles and broke serve 3 times in the opening set to put herself in the driving seat. The pair traded breaks early in the second set, and Alexandrova continued to pile the pressure on Swiatek, finding herself just a couple of points away from victory after taking a 30-15 lead at 6-5. The Russian could not finish her off, and Swiatek took the set into a tiebreaker where she raised a 3-0 lead and held on to it to force a decider. There was another twist in a high-quality third set as Swiatek served 3 double faults in one game to give Alexandrova a break, but she quickly brought the game back on serve and dialed up the intensity.
Champion in Seoul, a 25th career title, a 3rd this year, thoroughly deserved and well won.
Win this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's Eva Swiatek.
Moving to Ocean Race Europe now, the final updates. Having already secured the championship ahead of the final leg of the Ocean Race Europe, Biotherm clinched another race win in Montenegro on Saturday to crown a dominant summer across European seas. The win took Biotherm's total points tally to 55, while Team Paprika Kia finished second in the race to take the second spot in the overall standings on 40 points, while Holcim PRB completed the championship podium with 38.5 points, following a third-place finish in Saturday's race. The Ocean Race Europe is a multi-leg offshore sailing competition that brings together some of the world's top professional crews for a test of speed, endurance and teamwork across the continent's waters. Launched in 2021 as a sister event to the round of the World Ocean Race, it features a mix of offshore stages linking major European ports and shorter inshore races designed to showcase the sport to coastal crowds. Points are awarded on each leg with bonus marks available at designated scoring gates, and the overall winner is the team with the highest tally at the finish. Well, that's all the sporting action we have for you today on Derana Sports Central. Well, stay tuned as we bring more sporting action right from home and around the globe. Well, then until tomorrow night, I'm Vinod Varasuri wishing you a very good night.